Every conversation is a locked chest. What if the key to your greatest life was hidden in the voice of a stranger you almost ignored? Picture a 26-year-old rushing through a rain-slicked street, umbrella inside out, fate one heartbeat away. Now picture that same soul 5 years later standing on a stage thanking the barista who once spilled coffee on her shoes. Tonight, we follow the luminous odyssey of Lila Moreau, who turned small talk into destiny and discovered that the universe speaks in hellos. Lila was drifting at 26, graphic designer by day, ghost by night. Her apartment was a cave of takeout boxes and half-finished sketches. Friends had scattered after college. Dating apps delivered silence. She measured life in deadlines, not dreams. One Tuesday, the subway stalled between stations. Phones glowed like fireflies. A man beside her muttered, "Third time this week." Lila almost stayed in her bubble. Then something cracked. Curiosity, loneliness, grace. "What keeps you sane?" she asked. The man, silver-haired with kind eyes, smiled. "I collect stories. People tell me things on trains they'd never confess to priests." His name was Elias, retired journalist. He pulled a worn notebook from his coat, pages thick with strangers' secrets. "Your turn," he said. Lila hesitated, then spilled. Her fear of fading into mediocrity, her abandoned novel, the way her mother's voice echoed in empty rooms. The train lurched forward. Elias tore out a page. "Write the first line tonight. Mail it to yourself in 1 year." He scribbled an address on the back, his own. The doors opened. He vanished into the crowd. Lila clutched the paper like contraband. That night, she wrote, "I am not the silence I settle for." She mailed it to Elias with trembling hands. The habit began accidentally. Next day, a client meeting ran late. Lila ducked into a bookstore to kill time. The clerk, a teenager with lavender streaks, recommended a poetry collection. "It saved me when I thought I was broken," the girl said. Lila bought the book, asked her name, wrote it in the margin. Zara, reminded me words can heal. She started carrying a tiny notebook, leather-bound, the size of a passport. Every interaction became a hunt. The Uber driver who played saxophone in subway tunnels, the nurse who sketched superheroes on children's bandages, the widow who fed pigeons and spoke fluent sarcasm. Lila asked one question. "What's something you've never told anyone?" Answers poured like coins from a broken machine. 3 months in, the notebook was half full. Lila noticed patterns. People craved witness. She began illustrating their confessions, the driver's sacks in gold ink, the nurse's heroes in watercolor. She posted them anonymously online. Stranger portraits. Views trickled, then flooded. A publisher DM'd, "This is a book." Lila laughed until she cried. Elias wrote back first. His letter arrived on the anniversary of the subway stall. Inside, her original line, now illustrated with a train window framing a galaxy. "You kept the promise," he wrote. "Now keep mine. Publish the stories." Enclosed was a check, seed money from his retirement fund. "Pay it forward," he scrawled. At 28, Stranger Portraits hit shelves. The launch party was in the same bookstore where Zara worked. The teenager, now manager, read the dedication aloud. "To every voice I almost ignored." Lila's mother flew in, eyes wet. "I didn't know you were listening," she whispered. Lila hugged her. "I learned from the best strangers." The book tour became a pilgrimage. In every city, Lila hosted confession booths, curtained corners where attendees whispered secrets to volunteers who illustrated them live. One night in Seattle, a man approached, mid-30s, trembling. "I'm the reason my brother overdosed," he said. "I can't forgive myself." The illustrator, a former addict, drew a bridge between two shadows. The man wept, left with the sketch and a hotline number. Lila's life rewove itself around connection. She quit her agency job, launched the Hello Project, pop-up events where strangers exchanged one truth for one truth. Corporate teams booked them for culture resets, schools for empathy training. A tech billionaire funded global expansion after his daughter said, "Dad, I finally know you." At 30, Lila received an email that stopped time. Subject, "The Train Man." Elias was dying. Cancer, swift and merciless. He had one request. Come to the station where we met. Bring the notebook. Lila arrived at rush hour. The platform pulsed with commuters. She spotted him, frail, smiling, notebook in lap. They sat on the same bench. "Read me your favorite," he said. Lila opened to Zara's page. Elias closed his eyes, tears carving rivers. "You turn my habit into a movement," he whispered. "Now turn my ending into a beginning." He pressed a key into her palm, his apartment. "The walls are covered. Finish the story." Elias passed 3 days later. Lila inherited a museum of strangers, thousands of notes pinned like butterflies. She spent a year curating them into The Last Hello. The book ended with Elias's final entry. "The greatest story is the one we tell together, one stranger at a time." At 31, Lila stood on the TED stage, the same one where she'd once watched speakers and felt galaxies away. She began with the subway stall, ended with Elias's key, now on a chain around her neck. "Every person you pass," she said, "carries a chapter that could rewrite your book. All you have to do is ask." Here is the map etched in Lila's courage. 1. Carry a notebook the size of your fear, small enough to fit in any moment. 2. Ask the question that scares you. What's something you've never told anyone? 3. Listen like the answer is oxygen. It is. 4. Illustrate, write, record, make the invisible visible. 5. Pay it forward within 24 hours. Tell one stranger what you learned. 6. Trust the detour. The wrong train often carries the right story. The greatest risk is not rejection, it's silence. Lila Moreau now runs a global network of confession booths in airports, hospitals, prisons. Her apartment walls are bare. She gave them to the world. Every new city she rides public transit at rush hour, notebook open, heart louder than the brakes. The question is no longer, what if they ignore me? The question is, who will I meet today?